All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, new listeners and current listeners from all around the world, including Canada, the USA, areas of Long Island, the five boroughs of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your host with the most, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, aka The Gregonator, aka Rookie Podcaster of Queens, New York. And you are now tuning in and listening to Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast, episode 29. And we thank you for tuning in to the show today. Now, if you missed any previous episodes, don't worry, I got you. All you gotta do is subscribe to the YouTube channel G Money Stacks 555 for video content. And don't forget to press the notification bell for when the show goes live on the air. And be sure to leave a like, comment on the episodes, including the topics. Also, don't forget to share the show with your friends, along with the audio streaming platforms, which I will go over at the end of the show. Now, if you would like to be a guest on the show, whether you have topic ideas and whether you are a singer, rapper, DJ, VJ, producer, Black-owned trendsetter that has a business, a radio personality, podcast host like myself, all you gotta do, whatever career field you're in, everybody's welcome. All you gotta do is hit the email off the Meatrack Chainz NY podcast at gmail.com. That's off the Meatrack Chainz NY podcast at gmail.com. That way in the email you can let us know what your schedule is looking like and which days are you free to do the interview. That way I can send you an invite from StreamYard, whether you have a phone number or an email. Either way, it'll work, so don't worry about that. Our first topic has to do with mental health, and it has to do with peer pressure. I have an article right here from PattonvilleToday.com, and it goes something like this: how peer pressure affects mental health. During the span of a person's teenage years, trends of all types of crime and gone and come again. From all silly bands to the renegade teenagers have participated in many trends that have affected them individually or in their own community. Popular popular culture for each generation affects them and their mindsets. And those thoughts and opinions have a huge impact on their community and their outlook on life. Peer pressure has long since been an issue. Peer pressure is when someone is influenced by another person to do something. Most commonly, it is seen in a high school atmosphere and more times than not affects teenagers in a negative light. Oftentimes, peer pressure can lend a hand to trends, whether that's with reinforcing them or spinning them in a negative direction. Sophomore Rama Hamid seems a bit more open minded to how some trends came to be. I believe trends are formed by a combination of social norms and or our current desires. When something that is desired is now socially acceptable, It forms the trends that we see daily. Also, more often than that, outdated trends are repopulated and sometimes even modernized. And we've seen this repeatedly through history and mom jeans, scrunchies, and many other popular trends. All right. Peer pressure through trends can be recognized in small and big communities. Some examples are pressure to choose what political side you are on or to buy a certain pair of shoes. But peer pressure is not just assigned to just one age group. Most adults experience peer pressure in their workplace just as much as students do in school. Although it is hard to voice your own opinion and their fight through peer pressure. Allowing your voice to be heard means you are giving other people hope and courage to change their community for the better. When someone chooses not to follow a trend, they are breaking past the societal walls set up. It is often because they simply do not want to or are not comfortable participating in said trend. This can be both a good and bad thing because trends can have both good and bad effects. Sophomore Isabella Stark states yeah, excuse me, sometimes society trends to pick on and bully an individual who decides not to participate in certain trends, which can lead to things like cancel culture, which I hate the most. Good or bad, peer pressure to do certain things, trends can leave a person mentally drained and exhausted. It can lower confidence and can allow for distancing from family and friends. This can lead to mental health issues like depression or anxiety, which we previously talked about in episode 25. If you haven't heard that, you could listen to episode 25 in regards to anxiety and the levels behind it. Pressuring others to do something they don't necessarily want to do can have more side effects than originally anticipated. So it's best to not attempt to persuade people to do things. Society has gotten better as a whole to make sure everyone's voice is heard, but it can be overwhelming sometimes to have your own voice heard while so many people are shoving their own opinion down your throat. Starting off small, such as a post on Instagram or telling your friends and family, can spark change to fight against societal norms. By having the courage to speak up, you are starting something that could change many lives. Of course, I have to agree with this. Of course, I can relate to this story because I know what it's like to I know what it's like to feel peer pressure. Believe me, it's not easy to just live your life as if nothing happened. And the reason I say that is because of the simple fact that you have, bullies, like I said before. Yeah, I've been bullied before. I've been bullied all my life. And to be honest with you, I didn't like it. So I ended up um showing my bad side, which is my anger, which I named it Raging Demon. The reason I named it Raging Demon is because I wasn't gonna take no shit from nobody. Cause everyone knows I'm not a sissy, I'm not a punk or anything like that. But what you may not know about me is that I'm not a violent person. I might not I might not do it. I might not do it in any situation. Doesn't matter what it is. Because like I said in the previous episode, I'm not a superhero. And I don't really tend to. So the point that I'm trying to make with this article that I just read to you guys is the simple fact that, in order for you to, you know, keep your sanity as far as your mental health, you could do not only exercise, but you could also do meditation, which I will try to see if I could do some meditation this weekend because I sure can use it. Not a cleanse, but meditation actually helps and block out negative energy and the things that's bothering you. So I'm gonna try to do that this weekend. Um, our next topic has to do with actually better yet, I did ask this question not too long ago about podcasters. Can podcast Are podcasters considered artists if they're doing entertainment, like looking up entertainment news and stuff like that? For me, since this show is considered a comedy, comedy is under the category of entertainment. The same way like video games, sports, you just name it. All that is under the category of entertainment. And the reason I ask this question is because sometimes when you hear the word artist, you automatically think about, painters, people who draw, people who design things, and people who do music. Those are artists right there. Now, I do believe that podcasters can be considered artists. And yes, they count too. Um Now, I did discuss in a previous episode in regards to if an artist can be, inspired by music artists. And the answer is yes. I mean, it all depends on who are you inspired by. Um it could be your favorite artist, like Michael Jackson, your rap artist, your hip hop artist, you just name it. And I bring this up because it has to do with the fact that we previously talked about particular music artists that are culture vultures. And I actually, in case you guys didn't hear in the last episode, I did talk about a little bit about Mariah Carey being the culture vulture. So if you guys didn't hear it, I suggest you take a listen. Um, with that being said, I'm not going to stay on this topic for too long, so I'm about to go to the next topic. Um, Hang on. This is the moment that I've been waiting for to talk about this, man. And the reason I picked this topic, which is the title of the episode, which is mumble sauce, meaning mumble rap in hip hop. Now, according to the website that I have right here, which is um negromanosphere.com/mumble rap ruining hip hop, which I will read this article to demonstrate why. Okay. While being used to describe a vague subgenre of hip hop music, mumble rap has caused a lot of problems in today's hip hop scene, which includes NBA YoungBoy. And I will play this sound effect in regards to NBA YoungBoy. Hold on, please. Water go down the hole. Oh man, I had to do it. I just had to do it, man. Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying. Okay, while being used to describe a vague subgenre of hip hop music, mumble rap has caused a lot of problems in today's hip hop scene, and by the looks of it, the trend doesn't seem to stop anytime soon. Below, we're going to break down the reasons why mumble rappers have a damaging impact on the culture. Ooh, I can't wait to read this article. Oh shit. I can't wait to read this. All right. One of the reasons why mumble rap has a damaging impact on hip hop is the intensive use of drugs by the rappers promoting this subgender. These so-called artists who recently tagged themselves as mumble rappers for delivering appallingly bad raps over equally horrendous beats, are excessively using codeine and synthetic weed while recording their music. Oh boy. Oh boy. That is not a good look, man. And I have to really do this, man. I gotta do it, man. You have to. Yeah. I don't like mumble rap music, man. I never did. And I was never a fan of it because of the simple fact that, it really, really, really takes a toll out of people who listen to music. And I say this, with not in a not to be harsh, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man. I remember listening to the Rhyme Animals podcast, and the guys was discussing how the machine of record labels are basically dictating what song is considered a hit versus the ones that's considered bad. In this case, this mumble sauce is pretty bad, and it brings a bad taste in my mouth anyway. So I'm just gonna keep going with the story. I'm just gonna keep going with this story, man. All right. All right. Promoting these types of promoting these types of drugs has, of course, a damaging impact for the young hip hop fans who usually have an idea what they are getting themselves into. Common adverse effects associated with the use of codeine includes drowsiness and memory loss, just to name a few. Woo! The violence. Drugs make people more open to violence, as it's easily to notice from your average mumble rapper's latest video. If someone uses drugs, they usually assume a positive experience will follow. That is not the case for mumble rappers and most people in their circle. A simple Google search will show you how violent most these individuals are and how many of them are or have been associated with gun related felonies. Again, it's without a doubt a bad example for the young hip hop fans. And tunnel vision. Mumble rappers promote the by any means necessary way of life. Total bullshit, by the way. According to their philosophy, you should get out there and get yourself some girls, lots of cash, a fast car, and a mansion as soon as possible, regardless of how old you are. Obviously, this has a damaging impact for all the young fans who are pressured to do anything necessary to live a lavish life that not even the mumble rappers themselves are able to maintain. These rappers have a tendency to only see or focus on a single priority, and they neglect or ignore anything else. Many of them lose everything they have, including their freedom, by living this set of rules. No musical skills. There are many mumble rappers who never took any music training, and in most cases, the talent never developed naturally either. Even worse, some of them even admitted to excuse me, not writing their lyrics to their own songs. How can someone that sounds bad and doesn't even write their own stuff mean something as an artist? Thinking weird is good. Weird is not necessarily good. Little Uzi Vert was recently spotted with an upside down cross on the red carpet at the Billboard Awards. In a new video, the Philly rapper also drew upside down cross symbols on the screen while zooming on the same necklace. Not to mention Young Thug wearing dresses on a regular basis. How can this be a good thing for hip hop? Oh my gosh. Why does this shit remind me of Kid Cudi? I mean, come on. Really? Yo, listen. Man. You know, I don't really listen to mumble rappers, and I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of times when you hear mumble rappers on the radio and stuff, right? It's very hard to understand the lyrics and the story of what they are talking about. Now, prior to the previous episode we was talking about had to do with the example of a mumble sauce rapper, NBA Youngboy. And the reason why I bring him up is because a lot of times you can't even understand the shit that he says. And this is why, sometimes, you can't really stand the guy. And I'll say this again. Sometimes you can't really stand mumble rappers, man. And the reason I say that is because I'm not trying to if I'm gonna have a music playlist, right? I would like to at least listen to, rappers who have a story to tell, especially in their lyrics where there's punchlines. You just name it. I can't stand mumble rap. And I'm glad I had to point out that the mumble source of mumble rap is actually ruining the hip hop culture. I'm sorry, but somebody has to point it out. And this is my reason why the shit has to go down the hole. And I'm gonna do this again and again. Yes, I had to do it though, man. Now, before we even go to the next topic, let me see if I can read. I'm gonna read some comments though. So This person says a single upside down cross necklace is weird, but a face tattoo, a grill full of diamonds, hair that used to be considered punk, and wearing enough necklaces to warrant an armed guard doesn't even warrant mention. Admit it, you wouldn't even look twice if you took Lil Uzi Vert out, if that red carpet photo, and stuck him in the Starbucks line in any given suburb. Not weird. The long term issue with mumble rap is that it is dumbing down all of hip hop. Duh. But the purpose for that long term is to consider the bar is so low that any white dude or or white girl cough Iggy Azalea can come in and be seen as relevant and news and skilled. Cardi B is a perfect example of this, although not white. I respect her hustle, but anyone is not supposed to be able to pick up a mic and take off like that. That is always what separated hip hop from straight pop music. If you listen to her, she doesn't have all her screws on straight. And if she can do it, what is to stop Black China from putting out an album? Oh gosh, no. Not Black China, man. I don't think I want to hear her and making music, man. I'm sorry. That is not gonna happen. Not in your lifetime. All right, so we got some more comments to read here. So this person says, "Okay, why does it have to be a whole dude though, as opposed to most of these amenable mumble rappers? 95% African American. The fact is, there are no white mumble rappers, all black stone facial tattooed idiots. You must be a 5% or Neo Panther or some other racist shit. Why does it always have to be white this and white that with some of you black people? Frankly, there are many talented and relevant white MCs, though I don't prefer them as white MCs beats suck. Most are lyrically prof- pol- proficient and don't mumble. Quit that fucking race car bullshit for once. At least leave it out of hip hop for God's sake. One thing that is supposed to bring us together." And this person says, "What has race do what what has race to do with this? Many white rappers are very skilled." Another person says, when you look at history of music, there are many art forms black people pioneered. In fact, most of them in the US that were taken over and whitewashed, meaning taught that they were not black uniforms. This is due to the basic power structure in the country that permeates the music industry. Mumble rap is not rap and should be separated, much like how different forms of rock and roll between originally black too was segmented. Folks that listen to alternative rock were not the same as folks that listen to punk or death metal or rock. Triple X could not exist in the 2000s or the 90s. He is something that reflects the removal of the culture of the musical art form in the mainstream. That's what I meant. Between you can break everything down from a class, race, and gender, POV, because that is what moves the country. Not SJW nonsense, just what it is. I agree. I actually agree with this. And speaking of agreements, we gotta talk about Juvenile. Now, according to a Complex article, it says Juvenile receives key to the city from New Orleans Mayor Latoya Cantrell. And it goes something like this. A little over 20 years after he announced Cash Money Records was taking over the 99 and the 2000s, Juvenile has received the key to his hometown of New Orleans. On Tuesday, Mayor Latoya Cantrell invited Juvenile to City Hall to present him with a ceremonial plaque that honors the 46-year-old rapper as a son of the city of New Orleans. In recognition of his contributions to the music industry and being known as one of the pioneers of hip hop music in the South, known as a creative genius and homegrown talent that has made him a hip hop legend and known worldwide. The plaque reads, praising Juvenile for his hit records, Bounce for the Juvenile, Back That Ass Up, and Slow Motion, as well as his 1997 Soldier Rags album and the 1999 classic 400 Degrees. Okay, let's give him a round of applause, shall we? All right, so let's continue on. In recognition of his contributions to, okay, I read that part. It continues, as a son of the city of New Orleans, Juvenile exemplifies the New Orleans sprint by bringing people together and inspiring a generation of musicians and fans. Thank you for your contributions to the music industry, entrepreneurship, and the evolution of hip hop. Juvenile took to Instagram Tuesday night to share a photo of the key and thank Mayor Cantrell for the recognition. Ooh, man. Once again, I have to give an applause to this, man. This is important. It's important to be recognized for something for your contributions and what you did with your music career. So congratulations to Juvenile one more time. And speaking of another congratulations, we have to congratulate a Queens, New York rapper who everybody grew up listening to, and um it has to do with LL Cool J. Now, um, let's get to the reason why he's in this. Um, so LL Cool J has been called the Little Richard of hip hop, combining youthful exuberance, massive charisma, and incredible musical talent. They launched their respective genres of rock and roll to fans around the world. LL was still a teenager, excuse me, when he became the face of Def Jam Records. His 1985 Radio was the label's first album. He ushered in hip hop's second wave with hard hitting singles like I Need a Beat, I Can't Live Without My Radio, and Rock the Bells.
LL's work with Def Jam paved the way for future label mates Public Enemy, the Beastie Boys, and Slick Rick. Through the 1980s, LL blazed a trail from Queens to the nation, becoming one of the best-selling hip-hop artists of the decade in 1987. He became the first rapper to top the R&B charts with I Need Love. His 1991 Grammy-winning anthem Mama Said Knock You Out was a KO, which is knockout, heard around the world, while singles Going Back to Cali, Around the Way Girl, Hey Lover, and Doing It became huge radio hits. LL's voice is powerful, his flow intimidating, and his swagger mesmerizing. Michael Jackson inspired by LL's I'm Bad, recorded Bad. After meeting him in person, LL is equally comfortable with hardcore battle raps. Um, Eminem calls him one of his biggest influences, as he is with Sexy Love. Hence, hence the name Ladies Love Cool James. If you didn't love LL, you wanted to be LL. LL Cool J epitomizes the entrepreneurial musician. He leveraged his music career into successful ventures in movies, television, fashion, and fitness. The empires run by Beyonce, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and Diddy owe him a debt of gratitude. He didn't open the door. He smashed it open, wide open to be exact, creating opportunities for anyone who picked up a mic. Now the selected discography goes like this. I Need a Beat in 1984, Rock the Bells, 1985, I'm Bad, I Need Love, Bigger and Deffer, 1987, Going Back to Cali, 1988, Walking with a Panther, 1989, Mama Said Knock You Out, Around the Way Girl, Mama Said Knock You Out, 1990, How I'm Coming, 14 Shots to the Dome, Hey Lover, Doing It, Mr. Smith, Phenomenon, Headsprung, The Definition, and Authentic. So influences is Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Curtis Blow, Run DMC, Queen Latifah, Eminem, and Jay-Z. Now, let's give a round of applause for LL Cool J. Congratulations to him. And I'd like to add this. Yes, that's fire, man. That's epic. And this is why he became the GOAT in the first place, which stands for the greatest of all time. Now let's see. What I didn't talk about here. Let me see. Now, of course, I grew up listening to LL Cool J, and for the simple fact that the first time that I heard that he was going into acting, it would have to be the time I was watching Any Given Sunday and other movies, which includes Deep Blue Sea, Into Deep, and all these other movies. Now that he's a successful actor, and now he's in the TV show NCIS Los Angeles, which I tend to check out most of the time when I got a chance to, get into it. Now, I did get into it at first,
And sometimes, it could be a little difficult to keep up with the storyline. So I will say that this is actually a good thing in history, in music, for him to be recognized and getting getting the recognition to being added into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, just like the Breakfast Club did. And of course, it did remind me of when Nas got added to the Library of Congress of the recording registry. So with that being said, I like to basically, give it congratulations, and it's pretty epic that they actually became this successful. So round of applause for LL Cool J. Now, although this is probably, well, let me just go to this one segment that I never had a chance to do. Um I want to do like a podcast recommendation. So, hold on a second. Let me just find um let me just find a particular podcast to so you could actually check out. Um, we go to the Spotify. I'm looking on it right now. So let's just wait till all right. So we have podcasts to check out. So let's go to the segment called um let's go to the segment of podcast juice of the week, shall we? So podcast juice of the week is a segment where we get to you know suggest what typical podcast shows to listen to. Now, I do have two. I do have two. Um so the first one is going to be the Idiosyncratic Podcast. And and it's by George Cruz. So it goes something like this. The Idiosyncratic Podcast is a plethora of ideas and events that occur in my life. It's a vessel for me to connect with the world with the occasional company to discuss various topics. Listening to this podcast is like being my therapist or a nosy neighbor. Okay. Shouts to George Cruz. My next podcast pick of the week um has to do with the homie Vixen J. And the synopsis goes like this. Vixen J and Rovi make sense out of everyday nonsense in this candid, blunt, and hilarious podcast. New episodes Mondays on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or your preferred podcast platform. Now that's pretty interesting. Well, I do want to recommend one more to be exact. I know I said two. Um I would like to recommend another one, which is with the game on the line. Now, synopsis goes like this, and this is by a rookie podcaster like myself, who goes by the name of Cleveland Manil, who goes by the nickname Clee. We always ask, "What would you do?" Whenever I'm
that question. Whenever I'm asked that question, excuse me, I always rephrase it as with the game on the line. What would you do? This helps me incorporate I'm passionate about sports into everyday scenarios. Would you take that last shot? Would you pass up the your opportunity? A podcast about everything. Sports, real life, society, culture, entertainment, and insight everything about me. And in case you're wondering, some cars passing by, so don't worry about that. And these are my podcast picks. Um, I will get more into it, so I will get more into it on Saturday. So just bear with me here. Um, okay, so let me see. Let me see if there's any other topics I need to talk about. Oh, I forgot. Let me talk about J. Cole for a sec. Hold on. Just bear with me, folks. For his new album that's supposed to be coming out tomorrow. Hold on. Okay. Um okay, so let's go to all right. So according to hiphopdx.com, J. Cole freestyles over Souls of Mischief and Mike Jones classic ahead of the offseason. J. Cole couldn't have scripted a better rollout heading into his sixth studio album, The Offseason. Before jetting to Africa to moonlight as a professional basketball player, Cole stopped by the LA Lakers, it was supposed to be Lakers, for a fiery freestyle, which finds him rhyming over Souls of Mischief's 93 Till Infinity and Mike Jones' classic Still Tippin'. Cole spits over the silky 90s instrumental about his gritty come up, embracing his new life of fame and the pressures that came along with it. Saturdays, Saturdays, a nigger used to mow lawns. He raps. Nowadays, a nigga be eating prawns. Fuck my bitch by the window. Wave to the peeping toms. Yes, I'm Carolina's finest. Sunny nigga with New York stamps. Honest out in Queens with the fiends. I'm your highness, cold world. The beat then changes up to the southern 2000s staple and Cole peppers the production with a mini Uzi chopper flow. The Dreamville boss doesn't care about your opinions of where he stands in hip hop's hierarchy and lets the Grammys know he isn't showing up to their ceremony either, following a jarring Bill Cosby reference. Oh man, hold on. This is some fiery lyrics right there, man. This is fire. That's fire right there, man. Nah, it's been a minute since we heard J. Cole's music and stuff. Of course, you know, people who do music sometimes need to take a hiatus and they need to, you know, not only reset, but they also need to, you know, regroup and rejuvenate. And that's why in the previous episode, where I talked about self-care and how important it is to, care about yourself. Because the fact of the matter is, it's important to, take care of you, because you can't care for nobody else if you don't care about you. And of course, that's a fact, and I'm giving myself a bell. And I have to really say, man, J. Cole is one of my favorite artists that I listen to. And he has done so much. I remember when his 2014 Forest Hills Drive, and I didn't know he came to New York, and I didn't know he came by Queens Boulevard around Forest Hills, which was pretty epic. I could have went there, but I didn't know if anybody would have went with me to actually, go see him. So yeah. That's my thoughts on it though, man. So anyway, so this is just, let me just look at the comments and stuff, man. All right. So we got some comments. All hail King Cole. Bars for certain. I appreciate MCs that recite rhymes live, but I appreciate true off the top, unrehearsed, unwritten rhymes, even if the patterns and punchlines aren't as complex. I just love the spontaneity, spontaneously, excuse me, of the art. I can't front. Cole Rectum freestyles. This is gift because I keep playing over and over. She deserved that. She a bird. It's a bird trap. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Man. I had to do it. I had to do it though, man. When it comes to punchlines and lyrics, especially being a storyteller, that's what really draws a lot of people into being interested into listening to music like this. Um yeah. So, um if I didn't rap, you would think she would flirt back. He killed it. God damn, he is amazing with the art of rap. Not really. Bars he this person said bars are whack and the flow is boring. Not really. Not really, man. Um, if anybody didn't listen to this shit, um, if anybody didn't listen to this shit, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it worthwhile so you can listen to this. So, check this out. Well, I can't really play it right now, so I'm actually can't really play it right now. So, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna just see if there's any more stories about him in terms of his new album. Now, let's see. Let's see. Okay, there's some more stuff. Let's see. All right. All right. So according to capitalextra.com, J. Cole LA Leakers freestyle lyrics meaning explained. What are the lyrics to J. Cole's LA Leakers freestyle? What do they mean? So J. Cole graced the mic at Power 106 LA Leakers to freestyle over a pair of rap classics, which I clearly mentioned, which is Mike Jones, Still Tipping, and Souls of Mischief 93 Till Infinity. So, J. Cole new album, the all season 2021 release date songs, track lists, features, and more. The North Carolina rapper is readying readying his new album off the off season for its release on Friday, which is tomorrow. The new freestyle just made fans more excited to hear the new music Cole has up his sleeves. Um, Cole began by effortlessly spitting over Souls of Mystery classic track before moving on to the beat of the Swisher House Crew 2004 anthem Still Tipping. While fans, while many fans were hyped after listening to J. Cole's swift and slick bars, others were not so impressed when he dropped a line in about after Bill Cosby. And Cole rapped the lyrics, no Bill Cosby shit, but if if niggas is sleeping, then fuck them, which caused controversy online. Given that Bill Cosby is in jail over a number of sex offenses, fans deemed the line highly inappropriate and disrespectful to the victims of the sex offenses. Okay. One fan wrote that Bill Cosby line is exactly why I don't go as hard as I used to for J. Cole. Another fan added, say what you will about J. Cole's music, but that line referencing Bill Cosby that way was just tasteless, folks. You're going to defend him after that? I'm sorry, but the hip hop fan base really needs to step up and condemn artists for normalizing rape culture on Twitter. Okay. I need to say this right now, man. Why are you trying to put music artists in a box? The reason why I'm asking this question is because, like, like you have to understand the story behind the lyrics, behind the song or the freestyle. And I feel like people nowadays want to find things to complain and be upset about. It's like come on, let people be artists. I mean, that's how an example that here's an example. That's how everybody heard about the NWA's song Express Yourself. You're basically expressing yourself in terms of the story and in terms of what you've been through in life, whether it's difficult challenges, whether it's um mental health, whether it's anxiety, whatever it may be. It's like, let people be artists and stop trying to put people in a box and stop complaining. Like, if you don't like it, don't listen to his music. Period. And that's all I'm gonna say on that one. I think it's kind of corny for people to actually be, finding something and complain online and everything, all because of one particular lyric. Like, come on, man. Like, let's not try to ruin the man's dream. Anyway, anyway, other fans came to the rapper's defense, with one person explaining what J. Cole is alluding to in the Bill Cosby bar. One fan wrote, he is saying if they are sleeping, as in sleeping on the job or on the grind, fuck them. Because he still gonna be grinding. The grind don't stop because niggas is sleeping on Twitter. Man. So let's see. Let's go over to the lyric meaning breakdown for J. Cole, shall we? Um, Lyric meaning breakdown for J. Cole's LA Leakers freestyle. My closet, like Dover Street, used to be bumming. Dover Street Market is a multi-brand retailer that sells high fashion. They also sell premium streetwear brands. The market was created by Adrian Jaffe and Ray Kawakubo of Japanese fashion label Kame des Garcons. DSM was based on Kensington Market, located on Dover Street in Mayfair, London. J. Cole is saying his drip game has leveled up. Um, wait, hold on a second. Let me get this. All right. I hope you can limbo. That chopper gonna spin you around like a judge on The Voice. Oh man. Yo. Yo. You cannot front. You cannot front on his lyrics, man. You cannot front, man. And I got to give this. Yes. Yes. I had to do it though, man. I had to do it. The Voice is a competition to find the country's next best singer. During the process, a judge can press a button that makes their chair spin if they like the singer. Cole smartly references the chair movement, comparing it to the impact on a person from a gunshot of a chopper, U.S. slang for an AK-47 assault rifle. Let's face it, he one of the greatest. No Bill Cosby shit. If niggas is sleeping, then fuck them. In April of in April of 2018, after Bill Cosby was convicted of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault against Andrea Constant following the incident which occurred 14 years prior, involving the drugging and sexual assault. In this lyric, Cole is making the comparison that if the people don't see he's one of the greatest and people are sleeping on him and his discography, then fuck him. Forget them. Oh man. So what are the full lyrics to J. Cole's LA Leakers freestyle? Oh, let's go over this. What are the full lyrics to all right. So it goes like this. Yeah, rest assured, the best is here in the flesh, and that's for sure. The rest should wear 'em a vest. I'm set for war, nigga. Press record. I send niggas to address the Lord. Same flow that put your neck to the sword. The same flow that just undress your whore. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Rewind. He said, oh man, he said same flow that put your neck to the sword. The same flow that just undress your whore. Oh man. Oh man. That's an explosion right here, man. All right. So, um let me just finish the rest. So take over, nigga. Check the score. This is chess. Better check your board. Who gave the world more fire but got less reward? No stress. My only guess is that less is more or less. 100 G's in my dresser drawer. I'm blessed. Hope IRS don't arrest me for it. I'm new to it. My new crib got the Times Square view to it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He said, he said, this is chess. Better check your board. Who gave the world more fire but got less reward? No stress. My only guess is that less is more or less. 100 G's in my drawer, my dresser drawer. I'm blessed. Hope the IRS don't arrest me for it. I'm new to it. My new crib got the Times Square view to it. While two bitches lay in my bed, I'm used to it. That's your best friend giving me head. Now you do it. See, mommy, it's not so weird. After I hit, I cut you off like Picasso's ear. Wow. 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 I gotta read that again. Hold on. Hold on. See, okay. While two bitches lay in my bed, I'm used to it. That's your best friend giving me head. Now you do it. See, mommy, it's not so weird. After I hit, I cut you off like Picasso's ear. Oh shit. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, there's more to this shit too. Vanguard or whoever, goddamn Cole, you are too clever. Like a fucking king, like a fucking James Brown sample. You are too ever. Times two, that's forever. More treble, meaning more high end shit on your level. Put the fear of God in niggas. I'm pure devil. Walking contradiction in my description. Off the top magician compositions. Non-fiction. Shit in the competitions. Pot to piss in. Gone so long. Saturdays a nigga used to mow lawns. Nowadays a nigga be eating prawns. Eating prawns? Hold up. Hold up. This guy said oh man. This guy said off the top magicians, compositions, nonfiction shit in the competitions, pot to pissing, gone so long. Saturdays a nigga used to mow lawns. Nowadays a nigga be eating prawns. Fuck my bitch by the window, wave to the peeping toms. Yes, I'm Caroline's finest. Southern nigga with New York stamps, honest. Out in Queens with the friends, I'm your highness. And you know the rest, man. You want to know more of J. Cole's new lyrics and stuff like that, you can go to the website, which is capitalextra.com/artist/J. Cole/news and stuff. LA leakers. All right. I am going. All right. So, you know what? That's going to do it for the show. All right. If you like what you heard, all you got to do is, subscribe to all you got to do is, follow the podcast on every streaming platform, which I will go over. So let's go to where you can listen to the podcast on streaming platforms, shall we? Now the streaming platforms goes like this. We are on Podorama. We are on Anchor. Spotify, Audio Burst, Deezer, TuneIn, Player FM, Podchaser, Stitcher, Pocket Cast. And by the way, when you go to Podchaser, don't forget to show some love by giving the show a 5-star rating. All right. Um. All right. So, Podchaser, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, Podcast Addict, Breaker, Listen Notes, Google Podcasts, and please don't forget that Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast is on Amazon Music and iHeartRadio. And last but not least, the YouTube. All you got to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel for more video content. Click the notification bell for more upcoming episodes where you can be reminded when the podcast goes on the air live. Previous recorded episodes, which will be posted on the YouTube channel. And of course, don't forget to leave a like in the comments along with the episodes and the topics. Of course, don't forget to download your favorite episodes and be sure to follow the podcast on every streaming platform that I just mentioned. And also, you can follow the podcast on Facebook and Instagram alongside with my primary handle. So you can follow me on Instagram, which is GMoneyStacks555 in Queens, New York, alongside with Off the Meatrack Chainz NY podcast on Facebook and Instagram. And also, like I said, don't forget to download your favorite episodes, follow the podcast, leave a 5-star rating on Podchaser. And also, if you'd like to make a generous donation to support Off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast, you can do that by going to the link in the description of the episode where it says anchor.fm/gmoney-stacks/support. And also another way you could donate is to go to my Cash App where it says $ G Money Stacks 555. Now, we're not asking you to break the bank to make us happy. All we're asking is for you to do your best and on what you can afford. And with that being said, I would like to thank everyone who's been tuning into this episode of episode 29. I know B-Lock couldn't make it and stuff, so I will find out what's going on. So we'll see what happens. And I know a friend of mine is actually going through something right now, along with the anxiety topic that we talked about on episode 25. So I'm really hoping that she gets through this. I'm really hoping that she feels better. I'm reaching out to her with positive vibes as much as I can, trying to be the best friend as I can. That's all I could do. So, with that being said, that's going to, conclude on this episode. I'm G Money Stacks. And thank you so much for listening to the episode 29. This has been a major milestone that we reached so far. So I'm going to give a round of applause for this one. Thank you so much for tuning in and rocking with us. I'm G Money Stacks. And if you miss any episodes whatsoever, don't worry. You could go to the YouTube and along with everything else. So I'm signing off. Peace and one love.